See what we get. If anybody come through. Said it's gonna be a little bit early tonight, so we're gonna see what we get. See if anybody's alive and well. Or if it's just too good of a day and you just going doing else things. Or you're getting ready for game two between the Celtics and the Pacers. I don't know. But let's see what we got. We'll see who come through. Till people come through. I'm just checking my emails. Gotta get some stuff done. A lot of stuff to go through. Not to talk about. What do we got? Somebody in about come through. Somebody about to come through. See, somebody about to come through. What we got? This thing don't want to budge. Sometime it be funny. We're gonna see what we're working with. Give people some time to come in. If they come. I'm not gonna be here forever. What's up? What's up? I just did your video request. And thank you. Because upon doing your video request, the heck? I made some interesting discoveries. Yeah, well, thanks, man. Actually, it was a good one. I did the research. Paul Molitor, um, um, Ortiz. There was somewhat Harold Baines, but it was Molitor, Ortiz, and Hideki Masaki who were prominent, and Bill Walton, James Harden. So it was an interesting twist. Now I could have taken the lazy man route and just said, yeah, Robert Horry is more valuable than, and I wouldn't be that far wrong because he's known clutch 6-man, 7 rings, big shots. And but then again, the Ortiz argument is huge. Molitor was one, but the Ortiz, Hideki Masai, but the Ortiz one is because that's the only thing I didn't like about it, Ted. As a Yankee fan, I had to relive '04. And did he crush? Did he crush? He crushed hard. So that's the only downside. If I didn't have to relive that era. Hmm. And well, now you know what? He trying to pilot trick. That's what that's about. See, he might, I guess if he coaches about 15, 20 years, right, he might get that Calipari gig. Because eventually, he'll get if he wins something, he might get that gig. And I understand what he trying to be slick with it. I get it. I ain't buying it, but it's good. The problem he run into is that it's too much sense that it's not gonna be legit. I know what he's trying to do though. And he's gotta be a company man now. That's what's up. He got telling white folks on one hand they deserve some money, but on the other hand, it's a little too much. Maybe a little too much too soon. See, he's got a double talk. I get it. Oh, I get it. And I ain't mad at him because I know what the kind of position he's in. He's in a no-win situation. And he doesn't have the bag or the credentials that Nick Saban has to bounce. See, so I get it. I get it. I don't really find that funny. Say something else like that again, I'm gonna take you out of here. Um, touchy, 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 touchy. Couldn't she's gonna always catch some backlash because she's just not their favorite. We know that, but I don't know if you want to be doing that either. It's a lot of stuff going on right now. Yeah, now that I'll give you. I can't really touch the Angel Reese thing. They look good, but they have to play a near flawless game though. They cannot afford to get in any traps or not let Gobert and them stunt and cheat on defense. So that's smart. So they have to play a near flawless game. That's how close that series is. You better hope they do. You better hope they do. I don't think they will though. I'm not sold on them still. I think they can win, but I'm not sold on them. I just think that, it might be their destiny. I don't know. I'm not blown away by Dallas. And maybe I'm one of those people that got captured by the imagination of Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves, but I just like the way they play basketball. That's all. I'm not big on the Mavs, but I respect them though. I think Kyrie's playing great. I think Luca is, playing where he could brings his teammates. The PJ Wash, they got good. But I saw your boy's stat line. I wanted to. You would be too. Shoot, Kyrie be giving you like if Kyrie was a boxer, he gives you combinations. He goes left, right, comes to you. He makes you work. You're not gonna beat him by talking about it. It's the difference. Like Jamal Murray make you work, but Jamal Murray shoots a lot, and Jamal will pull back on you. Kyrie and with Kyrie, you gotta have like an octopus on you because he is moving and he's very mobile. You know, and I'm not gonna sit here and tell you otherwise. Kyrie will take it out of you. You better hope he has one of them nights where he's kind of lackluster. But if he's moving like he was, he can go left, right on you. You could be tired. You can be drained. And see, the problem is, don't give him nothing to work with. He gave him bulletin board material. And guy got to remember, Kyrie's one of the best offensive forces ever. So I wouldn't wake him up. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you because I got respect for Kyrie's offensive game, and he's in the kind of scenario right now where he can be dangerous. He got nothing to lose and everything to gain right now. He's, and to be honest with you, it's scarier than when he played with LeBron because he doesn't have to try to show off. He just plays within the system. You don't listen to that garbage. You know what he really means. Kyrie's mistakes when he went to Boston as him and Gordon Hayward were trying to be a top one in A. It didn't work. He went with Brooklyn. But Durant, as great as Durant is, and Durant's gonna be, one of them all time great players. He ain't a leader. So now you're in a situation. You're in a situation where now you got people playing their parts. And they're gonna be very, you know, so it could do something. I mean, let me tell you the elephant in the room before you even ask. Heck yeah, Adam Silver wants Dallas and Boston in the finals. Heck yeah, he wants a 7-game series. Luca be the game winning hero or Jason Tatum. It's a win win situation. Nobody wants Minnesota and Indiana in the finals. Okay? Can I say Captain Obvious? You already know. That's why I can't stand the sport. It's so fake it's not even funny. It's really that simple. The Pacers should be able to beat Boston too. They should. So I already know. That's the fix is on. We know. Yeah, well, it was because I thought I'd do a twofer, and I thought, he got a lot of nerve to talk about uh comparing himself to Caitlin Clark. I thought that was a bit much. I didn't understand that one at all. I thought you got to be kidding. I mean, it's one thing when you say, but your situation, so that's why I could offense to it. That's a no brainer. Was it JB Bickerstaff Jr. or something? Yeah, we saw that coming. That's because Donovan wants him gone. That's what that's about. That's a Donovan move there. I'd like to say that I'm shocked, but I'm not. I ain't never shocked about that. Yeah. Yeah. I think he's JB Bickerstaff Jr. or something. Oh God, don't get me started about his daddy. His daddy had like 99 gigs, and I never understood why. I forgot all about it. So sometimes when I mention some folks, you'll understand who I mention. Yeah. This thing asking for stuff. This thing be acting funny. Okay, well, that was because for you. I usually don't touch stuff like that, but that's because that was a request. It was funny, and then I saw, um, I thought about McDaniel's. I really didn't really put a lot of stock in it. Anyway, I just got some video sent to me from Storm and Row. Jay Z apparently was gonna throw Rihanna out of a window. That's some headline right there. So I have to scoop that one out. He's been mighty quiet lately too. If I had a supposedly friend, yes, Storm and Row. If you go to Storm and Row, that's what's up. I'm not shocked. You got to remember something. What they say, birds of a feather tend to what together? Come on now. And if you go back with Jay Z, I'll be the big hit song he had with Foxy Brown. She was about 15, 16. Rihanna got that passport. When she blew up over here, she was 16, 15, 16. So just telling you, there's a lot of stuff going on. He's going to be the next one in line. Yeah. I think he was sampling that. And you remember how they got Breezy out the way. Oh, it's coming. Cat Williams did say that. It's coming this year. All this stuff is coming down the pipe. It's about to get freaky. What I had heard was Jay-Z was next. That's what I've been hearing. I've been hearing that one for months. And you know why he would be next too? Because if you remember at the Grammys, he got up there and said, "How come my wife can't win album of the year?" You know how the white folks is. And you know how you always like to use them folks. Well, them white folks, you know what's gonna go down. He got up there on the stage and he said, "How come my wife can't win the album of the year?" Well, I don't believe when I see it. So far, I ain't really seen no boom. It's a few things. Well, yeah, because the word I heard, I think Warren Buffett's behind him. That's who he be rolling with. I heard about that some years ago though. So, and he be hanging out with Robert Kraft and me all. That crew be hanging. It ain't gonna end well, but I'm telling you, there's gonna be some real ugly things about to go down. And if you're LeBron James, you better be careful because all your buddies gonna get took. But anyway, no, what he did is that he turned him down cold. He talked trash about it because I did the video, and that was cold. He said that ain't no country album. He just put them out there. What cracks me up is I knew a girl that's one of his fans, and I said he's a bigot, and she about nearly had a heart attack. She about nearly looked at me crazy. I said, "What would you call him? Walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, but you gonna say he's a dog? Come on now, that white boy ain't nothing nice." But what can I say? Oh yeah, I saw. Well, the thing about it is they touch you on it because of what makes him. Elvis was a it was it's a strange situation because some of them love him, some don't. But you can't deny that he benefited off of white privilege. He was a great entertainer and he's very charismatic, but he benefited. Well, more than that, the songwriter of his songs was black, Otis Blackwell. That's a fact. Um, he benefited off of black culture. But brothers did love him though. I kid you not. Brothers loved him. I know James Brown loved him. I know Jackie Wilson, who was pretty much like the Richard version of him. But I will tell you, not all did. Well, Richard ain't gonna call no king. And I know Ray Charles dissed him. Remember the Bob Costas interview with Ray Charles and Elvis? That was hilarious. You seen that video. Ray was like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. I really understand. I don't get this Elvis love. I don't get it, man. I don't get it, man. That's my Ray Charles for the night. I do some blind man routines on this show, so you might get a peep. One thing when I go live, you expect anything. I you know, I come on, I can't quite understand. I don't get it. That's me doing it, not Jimmy Fox thing, but I do that Ray. Make it do what it do, make it do what it do. So yeah, that one was hilarious. When he did that, I was cracking up. But Ray knew, and Bob was like, "Well, I don't know how you can say that. What you mean? I don't know how you can say it." He said, "Look, Bob Costas. I just don't feel that he really could." So that's what they do. Oh yeah, but they love him though. See, that's the twisted thing about Ray. Ray got crazy love by white folk because he was doing country albums. Beyonce thinks she doing something. Ray did I Just Can't Stop Loving You and George and all that when it wasn't fashionable. He told that white man, he said, "Look, I want to do a country album." And they about was like, and blind and counting his money, got up there, did his thing. Came up big too. Oh yeah. But they couldn't really flip Ray though. They love Ray though. They love Ray. They say it too, but they love him though. Make it make sense. But they love Ray though. They love Ray. I'm gonna tell you how I know they love Ray because his stuff is standards, man. And he did do country albums with George Strait, all them cats. No, he wasn't. No, heck no. Ray was too much like a player too. Ray was like a pimp, y'all. Ray get high. Ray was something else, y'all. I have his book. That book had me rolling. I tell you, don't trust them blind brothers. Them blind brothers are some of the biggest players on the planet. They be Him and Stevie Wonder, I'll tell you, it's some funny stuff I done heard. Oh my God. But he was serious about his music and he was serious about his money and his women too. No, the thing about Ray though, is that he did have white folks that love him. Show will. Show will. Because Ray didn't play. Them Rayettes, the ones that were singing, those was all his. Especially at a particular time period. Ray got down like that. Ray was a Mac. Kid you not. Well, it depends what kind of stuff. It depends, but you see, if you're cool with it, you gotta be cool with it though. Don't be no buster. What's happening? What's happening? How you doing? How you doing? Usually, if a chick goes for a stud, that's cause something completely different, though. But you much rather have a stud get it than a blind dude, cause you be like, what do you see in him? The jokes write themselves. You did that video. You saw I did that video, and I loved it. Now, I wasn't necessarily agreeing with him because football players, and it's a different set. But I will say this though: anybody that can clap on clap on her, oh yeah, you definitely get some love from me. And I'm not the biggest Austin Rivers fan because he got black privilege 101. His career went that memorable. He was the third. He was like the black JJ Redick, pretty much. But I actually like the way he actually makes sense with his actual takes. His takes actually had some merit. At least I can say he clapped back with some evidence. Reddick just be saying anything crazy and no one check facts him. So I will give Austin his due. They're very weak. And the fact that she dissed Cam Newton was embarrassing. Let me tell you like this. Let me think of another Super Bowl runner-up quarterback that was a league MVP. And let's see if that would have flowed. If Dan Marino had to said that. Now I'm not saying that Cam Newton is as great as Dan Marino, but you know where I'm going at with this. Let's see. How do you disrespect a league MVP with a one-loss team that went to a Super Bowl and you clown them? Make it make sense to me. And then you go against a third tier guard who tears your behind up, and it's even worse for you. I don't know what that means, Jeffrey. Make it make some sense before I have to delete that because I don't know what that means. But anyway, she got ate up. That's all I know. Oh, yeah, I go without saying. That's the Captain Obvious. He makes a better analyst than JJ Reddick and a player, too. We're about the same boat. Cracks me up though. Okay. He ain't getting no gig. Just because he makes some nice points on a corny show, let's not get twisted. And what will he be coaching? A G League team. He ain't gonna be coaching on an NBA team. Maybe you get an assistant. What if JJ Redick gets a gig with the Lakers? You might be onto something. I'm not going. I disagree on that. I disagree. He got an interesting perspective, but I don't think it's a hot take. I don't think he makes hot takes. I disagree. Paul Pierce got more freshness than Austin Rivers on his best day. Okay, I've been watching cats talk. You know, he ain't came up with nothing that blew me away. He just clapped on Kimberly, which wasn't hard. But again, Kimberly Martin. But that ain't. But he ain't really make no take that I go, oh, I ain't heard it yet. The real people they need to have on them whack networks they'll never have. So I didn't already said that. Told you about Rasheed Wallace and Bonzi, something like that. Get some real folks on there. Austin Rivers is aight. Yeah, but that ain't one. They'll never have him on there. That might be the whitest, blackest white dude, and he ain't even seen like that. But may as well call him Tina Marie's uncle or something. I ain't put him on there. No, he'll slurps LeBron, and he wears his bias on his sleeve. No, Woj got a gig because Woj be doing that detective work, and Molly got a gig because she's a female and she's a moderator. So that's why. Lambeer hates Jordan, so that's all that is, okay? And that's old school hate, and I know that. But Jordan used to dunk all on his face. That's why. Dunked on his ugly face. Dunked all on his head. Lambeer still acting like Lambeer still acting like it's still 1989 and stuff. Whatever. And he bammed on his head. I know. Probably still got headaches from it too. Probably in convulsions. Probably wakes up in the middle of the night and sees Michael Jordan going. Probably what it is. See the tongue all out. You know. Cause that's why. But he did all right as a coach in the WNBA, but Bill Walton was high most of the time. That's right. Yeah, but he slurps LeBron. Make it make sense. So, I mean, it's not because he's doing it because you can't really tell where he comes down. I have never heard his top 5, top 10 list, so I'd have to see that. Then he get back to me. No, no. He's seen better players. That's why. Got to remember something. Bill Walton used to play volleyball in Cali against Will Chamberlain. So you think he's worried about LeBron James? Hmm. Cause cats know. They know. The real cats know. Oh, him a cats. I don't pay him no mind. I barely remember his little bit of a career. If you must know. Yeah. Again, I don't pay turkeys like that no mind. Sorry. I barely watch Gilbert. If you must know. Gilbert's like that broke clock that's right twice a day. But most of the time I don't give him half the day. Because he'll say too much crazy stuff. Yeah, that's nice. I don't want to hear him talk about though. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna address that in just a second. Hey. Got a Ted. Sean Kingston had his house raided in Florida. You remember Sean Kingston? You got me suicidal. Barely didn't pay their bills. This is crazy. I just got the word. That's crazy. Um, depends. That series could depend on a few things. It depends. It depends on a few things. It depends if the Pacers decide to play some defense. You know what's happening. What's happening? Yeah. Go ahead. But anyway, Sean Kingston, that's crazy. In trouble? Wow. I gotta make a comment real quick. Think something. I gotta put this in perspective. Wow. Trying to think. Yeah. Well, he ain't pay his bills. Ain't nobody was looking for him. Oh Lord. Sean Kingston. God, I ain't heard that name. I ain't heard that name since MySpace was blowing up in these streets. Dang, I ain't heard his name since MySpace and Soldier Boy were blowing up in the streets. That's the last time I heard it. Sean Kingston was back when Soldier Boy was blowing up and MySpace was out. That's a flashback. That ain't a flashback. That nearly set you on fire. Dang, Sean Kingston. You got me suicidal. Stolen goods. That's what it is. Stolen goods. You scam companies. He allegedly partially paid for a 232-inch TV and entertainment system. Wow. So I don't know if he's arrested or not. Wow. It don't deserve no SWAT though. Let's come and get it. Wow. That's a funny story. Sometimes I come across some funny stories. That's a funny one. I know. Tell me about it. Sean Kingston. Oh, that's crazy. Cassie thanking everybody for support. Hmm. Sorry, 2007. That ain't even started. But it's funny though. It's true. Oh God, I gotta go back in time. I got a story about him too. I remember I was actually it was a daycare, and that song was huge. And could you imagine the teacher had all these kids going suicide, dancing to it? I was like, oh wow, yeah, he had another hit, but that's so long ago. And he up here messing with Inner Center or some mess. That's hilarious. Sometimes on the news I'll be finding it's hilarious. That's hilarious. Sean Kingston. Wow. Okay, now everybody going quiet now. Hope Sean Kingston ain't got y'all ran away. This is funny, but it ain't funny now. Okay, we're done with Sean Kingston unless you got a Sean Kingston memory in the story. I already shared a Sean Kingston story. Bless your soul, man. That's the truth. 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 It's always important that you know your Redeemer. I can't emphasize it enough. It's important that you know. Definitely. Amen to that, brother. Amen to that. Oh, yeah. Appreciate you sharing that. It's important. Very important. I can't emphasize spiritual foundation enough. Most definitely. It depends on if the Pacers pound the glass. If they make the game simple, they got a chance to win. If they go and try to be cute, and the thing about it is this: one of the reasons why I don't trust the Celtics are the most schizophrenic team I can imagine. They could win it all and they could lose it all. They're kind of like what LeBron James said about the Lakers. He said we could beat anybody and we could get beat. That's the Celtics, except the Celtics do it to themselves. So it all depends on what they do. But Rick Carlisle, if he comes away and he messes up or doesn't finish, and it's gonna crash, it's gonna question his coaching credibility. They can win. I think they can beat the Celtics in a series, but they got to put together a game where they play their brand of basketball. They pound the inside with Miles Turner. Turner has to be big. Pascal, Tyrese can get down, but they got to stay away from being cute and stupid. Turner, they just play dumb. They talented, but they dumb. Because on the skill set, they a deep team and they can score, but sometimes they make these mental mistakes. And you can't afford to do that. But I'm not sold on Boston, though. I don't trust that law firm of Tatum and Brown. I tell you all the time. Yeah, they're good enough to win a lot of games and be in a lot of games, but they also have a tendency to kind of just deflate. If it wasn't for the fact they wear the Celtics logo, they would be called the biggest choke artist in recent memory. We just don't talk about it because we don't really care about the Celtics no more. Yeah, what he did is he looked like Sugar Ray Leonard out there. You don't know what I mean when I say that. And if you don't know, I'll tell you. Sugar Ray used to come with combinations and style points and jab you and hit you left, hit you right. That's what Kyrie was doing to Ant last night. See, Jamal Murray was slash and move, but a lot of times he'd settle for outside perimeter shots, take shots, quick shots in the set. Kyrie, he's like yo yo, yo, and he gets inside. He can go left, right, quick step, quick jab. That's like going against a boxer, really. And gonna have to force him. They're gonna have to neutralize him. They might actually have to come out and put a double on Kyrie. Yep. They might have to come out and put a double on him. They might have to try to cage him. And sometimes Kyrie tries to get cute and shoot long shots, and you can catch him off. But if you gonna go one on one with him, oh yeah, he gonna have you barbecue chicken. He gonna tenderize you. Well, not only was he tired last night, but the thing is you can't cage him. When you look at the Nuggets, right? Jokic is the best passer they got, and almost really the only passer they got. But Kyrie can rock. Luka hits the top. You have to decide, pick your poison. Yeah, can't play good. Can't play good. The thing is, it's just basically getting a couple of stops and making sure that you keep Dallas honest on offense. You know. But they got caught with a lot of one thing about Dallas, they will dunk on your behind. It's a lot of backdoor cuts. So Minnesota got to decide what they're going to give up. They got to decide what they're going to give up. They can't let them just alley oop on them like that, though. Dallas is underrated athletic team. I will give you that. They hang on the rim. And it's not so much Minnesota can rebound better, but they hang on the glass. So you got to put a body on them. You got to decide how you're going to body them up. So it's not that it's a pretty close series though. Well, he has a lot of people like that. If he's playing well and you give him bulletin board material, there's two things you don't do. You don't give a guy like that bulletin board material because he's looking forward to it. That's the only thing he didn't say. If Kyrie didn't have the powers that be hating his gut so much and he was just allowed to play ball, he would have definitely probably would have clapped on him. But he did clap on him last night because if you listen to what he say last night, he said, "Oh, Ant was probably watching me when he was in high school," and he said that. He said some stuff last night, real slick. I heard what he said. He said, "This kid's coming along." I don't think he was shocked by it. I just don't think he was expecting him to take him like that. I don't think he was shocked. You're not shocked on this level. The problem you run into is how versatile he is with his hand game. If a cat's bopping you left, hitting you right, and then breaking you off in the middle, you got to figure out what am I gonna do? And there's no back cutters, so they have to decide: are they gonna try to stunt double him? But this ain't the Nuggets you're playing. You're not gonna be the guy who can handle the rock and can pass out because you got two guys that can do that. Yeah, I remember that. And he got what he asked for. He woke up a guy who couldn't wait for that challenge. And the thing is, Jason Kidd was like, okay, take care of business. He put 24 on him in the first half. And Kyrie don't do it like he used to, but he ain't the dude to wake up if he gets cooking. He will light your behind up. So be careful what you wish for, what you ask for. Wrong one will give it to you and serve you up. Kyrie ain't the one. Kyrie ain't the one. It should be a good series. I don't see why it won't. Kyrie told. Well, it's true. Because see, one thing about KD is staying still. He's playing incredible. I ain't gonna say no good defense. What they're doing, I'm gonna tell you what they're doing. They're getting back in transition. That's what they're doing. It's not so much the defense. What they're doing is that they're not allowing a lot of back cutters. They're actually front guarding guys. It's not so much he's playing good defense, but they're playing front guard ball. So they're staying away from a lot of turnovers, and he's not getting tired early. Because one of the problems with him was his stamina. So they actually keep everybody in front of him, which is the key. As long as they are able, to keep things upright. The games against OKC, it's just that Shea had to score like crazy. That's how you have to beat Dallas. That's what they'll give you that. But Cat will have to have a 25-26 game, and will have to 25-26 game. Michael Conley will have to push 20. They'll have to get three guys pushing 20 each, and then their bench has to come up big. They just have to match and basically keep Dallas from getting a lot of putbacks. It's gonna be very nip and tuck though. It's not a lot to separate the teams really. I think experience will be the biggest thing that Dallas has got going for them. But that's it really. There's nothing to worry about unless you're playing against the Celtics, Ted. Come on now. You got LA out the way, you only got the Celtics and the rest. Come on now. But you can bet your bottom dollar. hmm Keep an eye over there on that Boston Indiana series. Keep an eye on that one. They haven't been good. They just don't have nobody they want to whistle for. That's all. Till they get to the finals. That had to suck though the other night though. That 3 pointers, those three shots. Yeah, they just like the Lakers. We know. Yeah, he been a good pickup. Ted called. That was a good pickup. Excuse me. That's a good pickup. I don't think it's as extreme as the Lakers. I'll tell you why. Pacers still had a chance to win that game. They just blew the game. Despite all that. See, the difference is, well, in the Lakers case, when they stop going to Anthony Davis and LeBron start stat padding and the other busters don't come up, I guess you get back in the game, you shoot threes. With the Celtics, it's just they get dumb. They just play, they start to get lazy and lethargic. That's their problem. But the Pacers can still win though. And they'll get some home cooking. I'm sure when they get back to Indiana, they'll get some cooking. It's different with the rest in Boston. This ain't the Larry Bird era. Because they're not even that good at home, really. So should have lost that game the other night. Well, the Pacers always had a black team, so make it make sense. There's some comparison there with Utah, but it's a little bit. The basketball is still more ingrained. It's a little bit different, though. But I know what you say. um, could be. He'd be kind of unlikely though. Could be. Could be. But the one good thing I will say about PJ Washington is this: if he is the X factor, that gives teams hope that they don't have to go out and buy stuff. And that era might be kind of coming to a close. I mean, within reason, but if you can get your piece, middle of the road piece that complements you, there you go. People talk all the time how much they miss pure basketball, and so there you go. They do. They talk about it. So when you get an acquisition that, because see, 20 years ago, PJ Washington could be, if this turns out, if Tom, if you're right and Ted is right, PJ Washington is Rasheed Wallace was to the Pistons. But the difference was that was a guy who was borderline almost a great player. You don't look at PJ Washington like that, but that's a pickup that complements your team. So yeah, he fits in good with the system. But you gotta know how to. That's why when you make trades and you make deals, you gotta understand what you're dealing with. You don't always go by star power. You gotta go by connect power. It's like connecting your wires. Not because it's a fancy name and it's popular. So yeah. So they got a chance. So they making good moves. What I'm impressed about with Dallas more than anything is his good team ball. I don't know why you want him with the Heat. He got to get healthy first, and he'd be off the bench. So now I don't know about that. I told you what I want from Sacramento. You give me that from Sacramento, then we can talk about everybody else. But we need a it player. We ain't got that it player. That's who I'd want. I like Malik, but he's good in Sacramento. I don't know about that. I know he's gonna fit in with Dallas. I don't know about that next level because again, you're playing with two guys. They score 30 points each. He's not gonna be asked to do that. He's gonna be asked to be a quicker picker upper, which a hybrid of everything, but not for one thing. Oh, I know who you're talking about. I just can't think of his name now. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you know what, Ted? This is what I've been saying. Like, I'm noticing a lot of these teams, they missing a guy who can just score. Yeah, he can be really good. I don't know about next level, but for that team and what they need, if they're gonna keep a contending run, I say that. Yeah, I mean, if you get a guy like Donovan Mitchell now, there's a few teams that got sent home early. Their fate would be different with a guy who can just score like that. The Nuggets being one of them, the Knicks being another one, the Sixers being another one. You see where I'm going with this? OKC being another one. Them four teams. The Lakers, that's five. You could even say the Clippers, but they just old. They need a young blood. That's their problem. But five of them teams had a guy like a Donovan Mitchell. We might have different series now. Pretty much. Pretty much. That's it. Because if you think about it, how did the Sixers lose the first round to the Knicks? Because Kelly Oubre, your boy Tobias Harris, and old man Lowry, them Turkish three combined couldn't crack 10. If they could have cracked 10, they win two of those games. And we get to the Lakers. Oh, Austin Reeves and D'Lo. D'Lo put that Easter egg up. Come on now. Then we get to the can't say the Bucks. They don't play no defense. That's their problem. No one's gonna say anything about him. Who brought that one up? That's a wild card. Then we get to uh who else up? Denver. Um they don't have a third option. Once you get past Joker and Jamal, Gordon might have a moment. MP Jr. had a moment. First one might have been hurt. I don't know. And that's it. They can't get no easy buckets. Now, though, they need to get that guy who's doing commentating. That's what they really need. If I could get that dude who's doing commentating, we'd go to the finals. They are Reggie Miller away from going to the finals. You know that, right? Nobody wants Paul George, yo. I heard the Sixers are interested in him, but nobody sane does. Harris may not go nowhere. He said the only place he wants to go is Detroit, so that should tell you what he's about. I know in the A. Davis, bro. Oh, no Anthony Davis to no Pacers. Mm-mm. 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 I like what the Pacers got on the inside. They just got to be smart. That's all. I don't know about dominate. When you say underrated is one thing, you say dominate. I don't know about that. Depends on who he played for. There's a lot of other factors. I don't know about dominate, but be good though. Be good. Because when you say someone's underrated, they dominated. No, no, they wouldn't need the Davis boys. No, 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 no. Reggie Miller. All they need is a cat that could score, climb on his back, and play your part. That's the problem they don't have. Tyrese is still a youngster. He's probably the best player on the team, but he's still a youngster. Got to know how you play off of Pascal, and got to get Miles Turner consistent. Play some defense, get easy buckets, make them play half court basketball. Shh. If I'm Tobias Harris and I can stay in the fourth slot, Tobias Harris must think he's part of the four tops because he take that four serious. He take that four spot serious. And I ain't mad at him because he getting paid for what he do. I don't know. I call him a four tops. Sugar pie, honey. That's Tobias Harris. You know I can't help myself. He's a four top for real. Somebody got to tell him, well, if Embiid ain't happening and Max ain't happening, maybe you got to slip up to the third spot, second spot, not the four top. We be tripping on this channel. But the jokes write themselves because you start mentioning somebody and I can't help myself. Pun intended. So Tobias is an old Motown singing self. With the high top, got the old Motown look. It's the same old song, just a different, same. Mm-hmm. He, oh, Toby. Toby Harris. Toby, I got a job for you too, Toby. Yes, the bosses. I would, except for one thing. In Kirk Cousins' case, you can debate first, second, depth for third tier. Tobias Harris is a four top. I'm sorry. He's getting the free money, but he's a four top. He ain't an all-star. And he ain't second, third tier. I'm just saying. I mean, it's the same old songs. The same. He's a four top. Old song, old song. He is a four top for real. I'm sitting there thinking like all the four top songs fit him to a T. I don't gotta shut up. And we only because we did this live stream when you mentioned him. That's your fault for mentioning him. I started them four top songs started to come to mind. I'm thinking that's what he is. I've been trying to give him a proper nickname. Just call him Four Tops because he's the fourth top. And he stays in the fourth top. So you ever seen a group? Everybody got their microphone. Yeah, lead singer. Yeah. And then hit the dudes all the way up in the back. I'm just saying. What have Kirk Cousins done himself? What do you mean? You gotta explain that one. I'm a little bit off on that one. Do explain that one. Done himself. I'm trying to understand the question. Did he get his face done or I don't know what the question meant. I was trying to understand what did you mean? What have Kirk Cousins done himself? I don't understand it. Help me make it make sense on that one. Come back to me on that one time. I don't know what that means. Well, that's what Jason Kidd emphasized because I will give you a good case in point. He has to watch Jalen Brunson look good on TV. And we lose somebody else that happens. That's one thing, what's his butt? Who's with Dimwitty? He was what he was. But Brunson turned out into something, so you can't afford to have that happen again. So you got to play with what you got. No, but he manipulates like a first, second tier. He actually because he didn't went from looking like an Irish third to a second tier to sometimes commanding first tier because Minnesota was actually legit. So they had success. I ain't mad at him. They have different standards, so he coming around in the era where you can manipulate. Well, that top of the key shot that he does when he goes, yeah, yeah. He makes that stuff with a. He make that look like a layup. Quandale Dingle, pretty much. And then he's ready to start talking trash too. Quandale Dingle. Quandale Dingle. Okay. He's very. He's got it down pat. No. Yeah, I'll give him his due. I'll see what happens going forward, though. No, because see, the difference is that Kirk Cousins actually got a career that kind of matters, where he's actually asked to be a legit starter. When you're the four tops, you're all the way down the other end with the microphone. No one's looking at him like that. Getting great money in the NBA is one thing, and he actually uh, wasn't. He was okay with the Clippers, but it's just been a brutal battle of a package. Jordan, come on now, Jordan. Don't do that to Kyrie. He had a great game last night, but let's not get carried away, okay? Let's not get carried away. He doesn't have a cold finger roll, so he won't be a George Gervin. He don't have a incredible formula rolling a rock like Dr. J going in the air. He nice with his though, and he gets nice arch. But so did Isaiah Thomas. If you watch Isaiah Thomas highlights from the 80s, 90s, you'll see the same thing. So no. Okay. No. George Gervin's finger roll was sick, y'all. No. Mm-mm. I like Kyrie's handles, but Gervin's finger roll was still a standard. People to this day still go gaga over Gervin's finger roll. That Iceman would put that thing on top of the glass. You couldn't even catch it. No. Handles I'll give you Kyrie, but Gervin had the better finger roll. What you mean outside the finger roll? The guy scored 26,000 points. What you mean outside the finger roll? He's one of the most prolific scorers ever. What you mean outside the finger roll? it ain't like he was just some turkey that was a one trick, like some dude who just had one trick and he didn't do nothing else. Man, the guy's one of the most prolific scorers ever, considered one of the greatest players ever, which he was. He was bad in the ABA too. Only Dr. J and Moses Malone were getting his way. He was in that top 5 greatest ABA players. Gervin was a beast, yo. Shoot. Won the scoring championship too. Look it up. Iceman was the truth. Cracking me up talking about besides the finger roll. That was enough. Gotta remember you had skyscrapers back then was gonna swat your stuff 5 rows deep. And this guy's up here finger rolling. Please. I'm telling you, that thing was poetic. They still talk about to this day. They talk about Kyrie's handles and his skill set. They don't talk about him making no finger, no hook shot. They don't talk about the shot against Curry that gets talked about, but it ain't because of distinctive shooting. George Gervin, when you say finger roll, you're gonna see a picture of the Iceman. So yeah, you gotta put some respect by that guy's name. Dirk, because he knew how to play team ball, got his teammates involved. KG had to have his teammates involved. He had to have them set the design. Dirk led the way. There's a difference. KG's a better pure scorer, but that's all he's got over Dirk. And probably a little bit on defense. But other than that, I got Dirk in every other component. And Dirk took his leg kick and ran with it too. Well, KG took Dirk's leg kick. Let me give the credit where credit's due. He took the leg kick, the kick out. Dirk could fade that rock. Dirk's underappreciated. Mm-hmm. That's a bad boy too. Well, yeah, he knew how hard he had it. Tell his story all the time. Yep, I remember that poster. Dirk. Yeah, well, everybody played their position. That's the thing. They played their position well. JJ Barrera too. They all played fundamental. Tyson Chandler. They should have ran that back. I don't know what Cuban was thinking. Jason Terry. Hmm. Well, it wasn't like we were. Yeah, we weren't worrying about Jason Terry getting a ring. He was a good player, but wasn't like, oh, Jason Terry finally got a ring. I mean, that's kind of funny. I don't know too many people. I was like, oh, Jason Terry finally got a ring. I mean, I don't know too many people that said that. It'd have been pretty embarrassing though when he got that tattoo and he didn't win though. That would have been embarrassing. But he was a good scorer. He was a good scorer. He was a good scorer. He could score. He give you 20 every night, pretty much. But I don't know nobody was like, oh, Jason finally got his ring. That's gonna solidify his career. No. Had a good career. Yeah, he made me laugh with that one. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad he got a ring with it, but it was kind of like, Mitch, really, if you had done that in '92, we'd have been maybe having a different discussion about you. But he got a ring, but I guess maybe that's for the locals and for his souvenir case, but it ain't because it's gonna make or break him move up the food chain. But he was nice though for a minute though. He had a nice game though. But sometimes it be like that though. That's what CP3 was hoping with Golden State this year. But you got to have the right system to win it. I got. I think he was shocked he didn't retire either. Probably don't want to go deal with his nagging wife. That's probably what it is. Oh, nagging. Remember the Yang Yang song, Yang Yang twins? Nagging. That was my song 20 years ago. Probably he won't hear no nagging. Wife probably be like, "You're not as good as Steph. He didn't pass you up on an all-state elevator ride." Probably don't want to go home. Probably don't want to go home. So I wouldn't want to go home if I was him either. All them choke jobs he did in the playoffs. I'll tell you. Be able to get a phone call. He been like Iverson, like practice. That's it. He is. He looked like one this year too. He looked like Cliff Paul this year too. Cause he did look old somewhat out there. I mean, if he's out there just basically being a 3-point specialist, he ain't playing no defense, ain't gonna be no passing. And some nights it's just enough just to get past half court and back. Fact. And trying to figure who's crazy enough and dumb enough to pay him big money now. Cause he's on his last legs. I mean, come on now. Okay, I got about 5 more minutes. Cause I want to go out and get something to eat. So we got time for a few more questions. Let's get them in. Yeah, we only here talking about Cliff Paul, Chris Paul, Casper Paul, Silo Paul, CeeLo Paul. Let's see what we working with. Cliff Paul. It happens. Now remind me who he played for again. Okay. Hmm. Sure got. Oh, okay. I see it now. It happens. Let's see. Okay. It happens. A lot of these cats is taking drugs. It's just that they don't have the good stuff. That's all. You know, when the time you get the good stuff, you got to have good money and you got to have good sponsors and you got to have people who know how to keep you behind covered and how to pass those tests. So that's what happens. But somebody wants him out, though. That's all that is. A lot of these cats get sponsors and get stuff at the boosters and people get the drugs. All depends, though. He needs shih tzu. Mm, probably will. Okay, I'm trying to see if anybody's on because it's been mighty quiet. I'm gonna call it a night if no one is coming through. I'm gonna give one question. Watch this game tonight. Yankees won today, so yeah. Seattle's been interesting. Seattle's interesting. But anyway, if no one else is coming through, I'm gonna call it a night tonight. Appreciate everyone that stopped through. Great questions, interesting takes. Share some laughs, and try to do it again tomorrow. God willing, everything's permittable. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay cool, stay on. All right, we catch you next time. All right, I'm out. Peace.